يمشي التراب يضمني وهو غطائي، حولي الرمال تلفني بل من ورائي، واللحد يحكي ظلمة فيها ابتلائي، والنور خط كتابه أنسي لقائي، أنسي لقائي.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll start with this story. Today is we are in the month of Dhul Qa'dah, and it is one of the Muharram months and one of the blessed months, and we are on the 18th, isn't it? Do you count? Do you know the day today? 18th of Dhul Qa'dah. And I don't think there is any Arab person sitting there on the stage. I think the majority are from your background, from India subcontinent. So I'm sure that you will straight away recognize and understand these names in here. The story of, can you see from there? Okay, the story of Shah Jahan, the Sultan, or you could say the Khalifa of the Muslims in India subcontinent, when it used to be Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, all that side, and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and all of that was one part. He used to be the king and the Sultan of the Muslims during that time. But the story is between him, his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, and his son, the Alamgir, one of his sons. The person that we talk about him, there is a point, that's why I'm mentioning about him. It's not because he died today, or his wife died today, and his son next week, same as today, Sunday, which is the 25th Dhul Qa'dah, that's the day he died. But the different years, as you can see, inshallah. So Mumtaz Mahal was a very, very beloved wife to the Sultan Shah, and he loved her so much. The level of the love that he gave it to her made him to forget the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rules, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's obligations towards his wife and towards himself, and how much he prepared. Don't look there, everyone, look at me. I'm talking here, not there. Okay, look at me, because I can see the eyes, all the eyes there. Look at me here. Okay. So the way and how he treated his wife and what the love that he had in his heart towards his wife made him to forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rights. Because the way how he treated the ummah at the time was very, very poor. The ummah was really going behind and was very weak because of the way how he treated the ummah at the time. He concentrated on his personal emotions. Brothers, if you turn from there, brothers, if you turn from there. Okay, it's fine. It's fine, huh? Okay. Mumtaz was from a Persian family, and he got married to her. She died when she was about just late in her 30s, about 37. Because he loved her so much, as I said earlier, and when you love someone so much, we're going to learn later on, and I'm sure that you have some knowledge about this, you need to do something for that person. You need to do something for that person that will be beneficial for that person in Yawm al-Qiyamah, not in the dunya. And whenever you are in your palace, you just look at her grave and you remember her and you start crying. And that's what he did. She died in an early time. She left him with 7 children. She gave birth to 4 boys and three girls, all of them from just one wife. He married to more than one wife, And she went when she was 37 years old or 38 years old. And he remained in his emotion, looking and remembering her and crying, left the ummah the responsibility that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to him. Because of that, one of his sons, the third son, and that is Alamgir, the third son, not the first son, not the second one, he removed the first one, he removed the second one, and this boy, he remembered and he knew that there is a lot of duties upon us to do. The Muslims at the time, especially, you see the enemies everywhere, and you see it's in personal level as well. There are so many things that we need to do. What he did, he removed his dad. Dad, you can't rule the ummah. You can't rule the Muslims in the India subcontinent. So you have to set back, and he removed him from power, which is valid at the time, and he started ruling the ummah. He changed it from that degree up to 180 degrees. He changed the whole system, and he was one of the people who criticized his dad to build for his mom a grave, a shrine, which it took the ummah at the time 20 years to be built. And you know what I'm talking about. 20 years was over 20,000 workers, and they mention how millions of the currency at the time, the rupees that spent to build just one of the big and amazing places nowadays. People, they go to India to go and visit this place. It's a shrine. If you go there, we go with the intention to visit that place, you're committing haram. So don't go there with the intention to visit that place, because that place was built on a grave, and a grave was there and built for this particular reason. And all of that. So do you want me, or do you want you yourself to do that for your beloved one? What is going to be the beneficial for that person to build a big shrine, and people so can come and go and see, and the fantastic grave, a fantastic garden, a fantastic this. You need just a grave, that's all. But look at the son, what he did after that. He changed the whole ummah. The ummah after that became very strong. He made people to start learning. He improved the situation amongst the Muslims in learning and knowing their religion. He went up to the level that he made the scholars, he collected the scholars of India subcontinent at that time, made them to author a book, which is until nowadays we use this book, and we studied a book called Al-Fatawa Al-Hindiyya, or Al-Fatawa Alamgiriyya, as we say it in Arabic. So Alamgir, he collected scholars from everywhere in India subcontinent, and he made them to write fatawa. Fatawa answers, starting from a tahara, from purification, until the end chapter of Islamic studies. Everything covered in this book. And would be like the law, and he ruled the ummah with that book. When he died, and that is the story, when he died, to compare between the action of the father and the wife, the poor lady, she didn't know that her husband will do that. And with the son, he said to them, I don't want, because the father, when he died, he was buried in the same place where his wife is, and the other sons and the other people as well, they were the wives, and even the carer, even the servant of Mumtaz Mahal, she was buried in the same place, in the same area. And he said to them, I would like you to bury me in the nearest graveyard. Do not take me any part other than the place, the nearest graveyard. Do not make special place for me. That's one thing. And he said to them, you see the white cloth in there, which you're going to see it later. He said, I don't want you to spend more than, the narration says that, you might think about the rupees different at that time. He said, don't spend more than 5 rupees in my kafan. And from being a sultan, and that's the sultan of the Muslims at the time, and he said, I don't want all of that like my dad did and my mom did. Okay, so al-Muslim, the good Muslim, that the one who is wise, the one who thinks carefully, the one who knows what is going to happen in the future, and prepare yourself for this situation. Can you see that? You see that, everyone? You have eyes? Okay, have you thought one day about that you are going to die? Have you experienced this matter? Have you experienced? Don't look at the sister, look at me. Leave her. She came late. She's going to sort herself out. Okay. Have you thought about this? Did you get any experience? Do you have anyone in your family before? Have you lost anyone in your family? Did you put your hands upon someone who is dead? Okay, if yes, then that's good. If not, today you're going to experience something. We have two dead bodies in there. You're going to see them later. Okay, so Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Those who came late, they are really lucky, but really don't come late. You come for circle of knowledge. As you know, I have one face. I'm not going to say, yeah, you're okay. You only come for you came for a circle of knowledge. You have given a time, come on time. Don't be late. Coming late, as Rasulullah said to that Sahabi who came late, ولا زال يتأخر ويتأخر ويتأخر حتى يكتب متأخر. You'll be coming late and late and late. Wherever there is an event you come late, you'll be written as a person who all the time comes late. You lose the reward, you lose the things. And so next time when you come on an event, whether even it was a wedding or even whatever the wedding, whatever the event, try to come on time. Don't be late, please. So you're lucky. I didn't start yet, just the story, the beginning one. So welcome everyone to SAI, School of Arabic Islamic Studies. The brother forgot to say earlier, you might notice from my language, he said, I think he likes to say the good things, but he didn't say that I don't really know English as you know it. I learned English when I came to this country. So that's why you see my English is broken English. So please forgive me for that. And I hope, inshallah, you understand. I'll make the point cross, inshallah. You'll understand it. So welcome to Fiqh of Death. And my reminders, second day. So today is our last day, inshallah, for this course. I have reminders like we did last week. A very important reminder, in particular, one reminder. So remember, this course is steps explaining since the time of the sickness until the time that we will put the body that's in front of you there in the grave. We're trying to, all of that based on Islamic views. I'm not here to explain to you what you need to do in the government and the other places, but I do my best to explain to you that, but I'm really explaining to you an Islamic point of view in these matters. So it is not a lecture that you think is a reminder that I'll be shouting right and left like a khutbah on Jummah. It's not a sermon of Jummah. Also, I'm sure everyone came, whether you read our email or someone told you or you heard about it, that you have an expectation in your mind, and I hope that I'll meet your expectation, but the expectation should not go beyond what you have in the email. So when you come to the place, you need to know what you're coming for. You know, are you going to learn something to do with the sickness until the time of the burial? Some of, in particular, sisters, someone from this here, I don't know how it came out and how it happened, someone advertised outside that we are having a course to do with ghusl. I'm not teaching course to do with ghusl. Ghusl are two meaning for ghusl. Ghusl that to do with tahara, the tahara of the body, that whether you're dead or not dead, you're going to have the tahara. That's ghusl. So when you have the janaba, you're going to have ghusl. When you go for Jummah, you need to have ghusl. That's called ghusl. And the ghusl of the dead body as well called ghusl. But the course is not about that. This is part of the course. So for a number of people after last week, because it was my last word at the end of the day last week, I said we will be learning how to wash the body. And I think it went outside. A lot of people came and contacted us saying, are you doing course to do with ghusl? We're not doing course ghusl. We're doing fiqh of death. And part of that is to do with ghusl. If there is time, we're going to cover that. If there's no time, we'll not cover that. It depends what we're going to learn, inshallah, today. The following point, what I'll be mentioning, inshallah, today, the hadith that you'll be seeing here, they are all authentic. If there is any hadith which is not authentic, I will be, inshallah, mentioning that. As the brother said, it is home of authenticity, the SAI, School of Arabic Islamic Studies. With regards to the stories, my madhab or my opinion about the stories is the stories does not consist any haram or halal. Are actions from our Sahaba or Tabi'een or the scholars after that. So take them, learn the moral behind that story, and you don't need to take what is a command from there. There's no commands in there. We're not telling you to do something or to avoid doing something. So there is no rules, haram and halal, and therefore, even if the story was weak narration, you can take it. Finally, this course, although my brother Kamrul said something earlier about this, but I really, from the deepest part of my heart, I will, and you, make dua for the person who sponsored this course. If it was not that person who paid for all of this, starting from just talking into the school about renting this place until we leave later on, which you don't know. Why? It's a bike. Why are you looking at the bike? A normal bike. Look at me. See how easy you get distracted. This is dunya, get distracted you as well. Remember that dead body in there. See what you did, Mahbub? You distracted them. You came late. Everyone look at your bike. Don't look at it. Listen to me. What I'm saying, what I'm talking. We're talking about a person, without him, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's tawfiq, that you will not be here listening to this. So remember, it's a duty upon you to make dua upon this person. No need to know the name, no need to know the nationality, no need to know whether a male or female. You just need to know a Muslim who's sitting amongst you now, and the person making sure that he or she doesn't want to be known. And yet there are people are trying and talking to us, they want to know the name of this person. Who is that person? Why? Why you need to know the name of this person? The person trying to be not known, and that is closer to being, having the ikhlas and to be rewarded for that. So please, I request you, I really request you from inside my heart and the deepest part of my heart, and you please make dua for this person. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless the family of this person and reward them Jannat al-Firdaus, because without those people that we will not be able having this class. Okay, last week, now let's go for quick, because I know a number of sisters, a number of brothers did not attend with us last week. Again, I'm going to say you are lucky that, because I know for some people who are here today, they heard about class, they know the class, there is a course, but they chose not to attend. And when they heard about the ghusl, people contacted us. Because I know who's in our list in this phone. And I know how many people saw the WhatsApp profile. And I know how many people they received it. But you chose not to contact us. But when you heard about the ghusl, you contacted us. So you might say, Ahmad is tough now. He's talking about this, embarrassing us. But I want to show you something. So please, next time, when you hear about a course, when you hear about something that's going on, you know that you're going to come, please contact us, whether it is a paid course or a free course. And with a free course, that's even worse. Now, we have people who booked places, you've seen them last week, and today are not here. And some of them, they booked places, they did not even have the as you say, the gut that even, or the something in the mind in there makes them, you know what, let me send a message, let me send an email to Sai saying to them, I can't attend. We have a number of names who already booked places for them and for their families and did not even bother to send an email, sorry, give my place to somebody else, I'm not attending. Why? You know why? You know why, isn't it? Free course. Let me put my name. If it comes, comes. If not, not. This is our mentality. It's our Muslims. And you want to get the success, you're not going to get it. I'm telling you, you're not going to get any success. As an ummah, you're not going to get it until you change yourself. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will not change our situation until you change it. We have in our community people that are not deserved to be in a community. You need to change yourself, and then your situation will change. You might say, I don't care. It changed, it doesn't, then khalas, carry on with that. Okay. Now, you're lucky, we're going to have a recap. We're going to have quick revision of the points that we learned them last week, because I need to build with that to continue with where we stopped last week. So we talked about positive thinking, or the positive mind. You still remember that? The correct and the good positive mind, the good Muslim will end. The mind and the thinking will lead you to think about 4 points. And these 4 points that you are, or 4 realities, that I am alive as you are here in front of this. Look at the person there in front of you. Not the people are entering now late. The people on the tables. You are alive, but those are not alive in there. They're dead. So that is one of the first reality we talked about last week. The second reality, if you realize and you've really, you know that, and you went through some points and you achieved the points that we mentioned about being a live person, then you're going to see, you're going to find, you're going to realize that this life is beautiful. That's the second reality. The third reality we talked about at one point, that I'm going to be, or I will be sick. And here where we stopped, we start learning points from point 1 until we got to point 17 last week. And later on, inshallah, we're going to learn the one day I will die, and that is the fourth reality. So what did we learn last week? We learned these points. The points that, in my belief, brothers and sisters, that are more important to learn how to wash that body. I know today, look now, full house. Nearly, later on, there's going to be more people coming. They're coming for what? For washing the body. But I'm telling you, what we learned last week, the details of last week class, and today, for the first half of it, more important than to learn how to wash the body. Because washing the body, at the end, just water. The conclusion, water touches the whole body and then put the grave. Yes, there's sunnah way and there is acceptable way. But what you need to prepare yourself and your family and your beloved ones who are going to die, that is more important. There's no one in the masjid, Hindu masjid or Haram masjid or East London masjid, the mortuaries are full. Even at the end you take to some in the house or somewhere in the hospital, or you do something with that. There is a way for it. But what is more important, how I'm going to prepare myself to the time when they will be announced that I'm dead. I said to you 17 points that we learned them last week, with their details and the story of our ulama are more important for those who missed them last week than learning how to wash that body. You came to learn how to do that, I'll teach you that, but you missed the more important one with details. We learned how to make tawbah, very, very important point. Fear the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear the bad ending, so al-khatimah, be optimistic, have the hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is al-raja. Very, very important point we explained last week. Reminding the sick person of his or her good deeds. Again, this is a very, very important point. We explained it with the stories last week. Having the sabr, the patience, and then keeping the sickness, whether you're going to keep your sickness secret or a secret and private, or you're going to inform and tell everyone and to announce it. We talked about that as well last week. It's both the choices, and we came into the middle of that. Seek the treatment. We talked about the most important treatment, the Islamic treatment, and we talked about ruqya. And we learned one of the most important ruqyas, the ruqya of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those who came today, you missed it. Really, you missed that from last week. Use the prophetic medicine, and we learned from there also you need to remember all the time to make the supplication, supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering Allah in general by the Quran, by dhikr, specific dhikr or general dhikr. Seek Allah's forgiveness. That's one of the most important specific dhikr you need to make. Be aware of your sins, and we talk the sins that normally people, they do them in hospitals when they are admitted to the hospital. And we talked about a very important prescription. I gave you my prescription. I said to you that if you don't follow that, your sadaqah that you give it to seek the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cureness will not happen if you don't follow the prescription that I gave it to you last week. Every single point that mentioned last week, you have to fulfill it. If you don't do that, the medicine will not work. Okay, so that's the charity. And do not wish for death, and that was the last point. So today we're going to start our objectives to continue with these points. As I said to you, I have 35 points. So we've learned 17, we have another 17 points, and point 36, you're going to see it. That's the end of your life. Okay, so what should I do? Continue, I'm sick. We said that, we learned that. The person is sick, and these are the points that we're learning. So this is building up from what we learned last week. Point number 18, maintain the cleanliness. You're saying, the person is sick, so why are you talking about cleanliness? Maintain it, keep it up. if you are, and that shows, brothers, sisters, it shows the importance of having family. It shows the importance of having friends. Shows the importance of having someone around you. Because if you have someone around you while you are sick, they're going to keep up your cleanliness. You are sick, you're in the hospital or you're at home. Your mustache will go that long. Your smell will go too stinky, too bad. Your clothes might go dark. Your body, you will be you're miserable. You're not going to look nice. Why? Because you can't do it yourself. By having a family around you, they're going to look after you. You're having a son or daughter, you're having a good wife, or a wife having a good husband, or having, if you don't have all of that, because that's qadarullah, at least you have good friends. Make friends. Make people around you, good friends. Everyone makes friends, but you make bad friends. But make sure you make good friends who get to care about you Islamically, not get to care about you non-Islamically. So they know what they should do. They attended a course or they learned something Islamically. When my friend gets sick or I get sick, I know what to do. Do you remember last week we talked about the ruqyah? People, they go and they visit, but they don't make ruqyah. We're going to talk about this in more details today as well. Okay, so cleanliness, Rasulullah ﷺ said, At-tahuru shatrul iman. Cleanliness is half of your faith, your iman. It's all the time you need to observe it, all the time. So you're taking the reserved place. You go up, Adil. You go up. You should go there, over there, like Mahbub. He came late, you should go up there. Okay. Yes, go up there. No, not from there, from there. Yeah? Yeah. Next time you need to come early. So those who came late, look, all of them at the back. So I know those who came at the back, they're all late. Yeah. Later on in the break time, tell them off, okay? Al-tahuru shatrul iman. So cleanliness is half of your iman. What is the other half of the iman? The other practice of the religion. The other matters of the religion. Salah, zakah, any other part of the religion that you know it is in the other half. But imagine half, now you have 100. 50 of that are cleanliness. So really see in everything the cleanliness, it comes in everything. Think about any matter you do it. Hajj, Salah, Ramadan, Zakah, and everything there are cleanliness in there. You ask me how, I'll tell you how.
وهو غطائي حولي الرمال تلفني بل من ورائي واللحد يحكي ظلمة فيها ابتلائي والنور خط كتابه أنسي لقائي